Welcome back, guys. It's another building video. Here's some shots of the last building that we made, just so you can catch up if you haven't seen it just yet. Although I do recommend checking it out because I talk about tripping on a pallet repeatedly, but yet not quite hitting the ground. But in this video, see that little sad pond? Well, we're gonna make it crazy. We're gonna make it exquisite. I ended up building, I'm just gonna spoil it. I ended up building a giant nether portal and a tiny little sunken ship. And I'm pretty proud of it. I think I did decent, because ships are something that I've really struggled on building. I think they're really fun to build and you can do a lot with them. Both above water, in water, next to water, around water, under, you know what I mean? But I think this is finally like an actual good looking ship of like, oh, yeah, that's a sunken ship right there. I'm curious on what you guys will think. I hope you're doing well, and if you're not, I totally freaking get it. But I am also sorry to hear that you're not doing well. If that is the case, if you are doing well, then I am very happy to hear that, because you deserve it. Because I know things can be really exhausting and hard sometimes, and it can be hard to see, you know, just the good in anything. So I'm proud of you for sticking around to experience a good day. I decided to commit arson on that note. I decided to commit arson. I was feeling really confident about it at first, but then I got scared because I realized, wait. Because a good chunk of my previous build, which is neighboring this one, is a freaking treehouse. So we can't have that burned down. We can't have our what's it called? Our speculation room get destroyed. I thought it was very artsy that the rain just like snuffed out the fire, you know? I was like, ooh, that's a vibe. That's so fast. So fast indeed. At this point, I'm gonna pull up the time lapse of me drawing the thumbnail for this video. I don't know what it looks like yet because I haven't done it. I'm sorry. I haven't been having prophetic visions like normal. I hope it's okay. Because sometimes I be drawing really bad drawings. Sometimes I'm killing it and like I'm doing real good and I'm like, dang, I'm an artist. Whoa. And then straight up a day later, I will make the worst thing humanity has ever created. And I'm not talking about like, oh, that's cursed. Oh, it's so weird. Ew. No, I mean like bad. You know? This portal perplexed me because I wanted something around it, you know? I wanted to make a good, strong composition. But I was struggling. I kind of wanted to make it look like the portals that you find naturally, with like the stone bricks and the gold thingy in the middle. But I was like, no, I don't know. That's not the vibe right now. Because I think as this world progresses, I definitely want to make it like look old and have a lot of ruins. I didn't really do anything behind the portal just yet, like not even in this video at all, because again, I want to make it kind of extend out into looking like something happened here, you know, and the world is rebuilding itself a bit, but something used to be very profound and it's no longer here anymore. It's something that I think about a lot. Not only in terms of art, but in terms of just life in general. I love wondering about like ancient civilizations and thoughts that people have had. Like, you know, when you look at like an old tombstone or something, it doesn't even have to be old really, but you look at evidence of someone who was here or who is not here anymore, and it's so fascinating to think like, you know, what was the realization they like, what was the biggest realization they ever had in their life, and how did that affect them? Did they change after that? Like, if we could just sit down and experience every huge, like, mind-shattering, earth-shattering thought and realization that every person has ever had, and let's just assume that we could, like, a single person could handle all that, imagine what that would be. And imagine, like, how everything would change after that. Because, personally, I think there's a lot of, like, deep things that I realize. At least it's deep for me. You know, I'm kind of dumb. But, you know, I'll have a really deep realization, and I'll experience an emotion to accompany it that I've never really quite felt before. But what's really sad about it is no matter how well I write it down, nothing I do quite captures what it was in that exact moment, and it'll never be like that quite again. And there's something really depressing about that, but also kind of relieving, because if you realize so much, if you realize so much, then maybe things kind of lose their sense of wonder. And what if you never really get to feel that again? Because you know so much. But I think people lose their sense of wonder anyway. And they lose clarity. And that conjoins with the loss of wonder. It's also crazy, like, not really experiencing a big range of emotion for a long time. Or any. Or just pure negative emotion. And then suddenly you feel something, and it's like, oh my god. Like, it's so intense. But, like, I live for those moments. I live for the moments when I'm just chilling with barbecue sauce you know where. And suddenly, like, something happens, and I just see everything completely different. And I just have to sit there in awe at what's happening. And I don't even know what's happening. And I think I've been making an effort to try to actually speak about that and put it into art and in the music I write and the poems I write. Because, and I think I kind of forgot to say this point earlier, but when I have these realizations that are very, like, mind-shattering, that I can't even really put into any form of language or expression, it's like there's a big part of me that kind of just goes, oh, that's not a big deal, or oh, that's nothing, or it's, oh, me being crazy or stupid or whatever, and I, like, kind of disregard it, but yet I continue to chase that again, and to feel that again, and to learn more and see more and realize more. But yet every time I actually succeed in that, I'm just like, oh, that's nothing. Oh, that's whatever. and it's like, can I just be thankful for that happening at all? And I am. I very much so am. But I don't know. It's quite strange, if I do say so myself. Oh, yeah! Here's the ship. The sunken ship. Getting it started here. Like I said, I'm really happy with this ship. I think I did so good. Although there's like, in a little bit you're gonna see it. I use trapdoors and stuff, and it kind of makes that weird like water thing happen, the air pockets. And I don't remember if that resolved or not, but it irritates me, and I don't know if there's any way to fix it. So if anyone knows like how to fix that, that would be lovely. Me assuming anyone's gonna watch this. You know what makes me cry? And I'm not saying this is going to happen with me, because I actually genuinely don't think it will happen. But you know when you look at really, 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 really old videos, like the first few videos, or the very first video of like a big YouTuber, like Markiplier or something, and like people will comment like the timestamp of when the video starts, it's 000, and they'll be like, dude, he had no idea, or dude, this is when the story began. Like, that stuff is so sweet, and it makes me, like, cry in a very good way. And, like, they'll do it on a video that someone posted, like, 10 plus years ago. And I like, this sounds stupid, but I've wanted to be a YouTuber practically my whole life. I mean, YouTube was made in 2006. I'm a little bit older than that. But the second I could, like, perceive and like, understand what it was, I was like, that's what I need to do. And I figured that would go away with time, and it hasn't. Which is why I'm, like, kind of going all in now, because I'm about to turn 23 next month, and I've realized that feeling is just as strong as it was when I was younger than 10, you know? And I'm very thankful that there are very specific things that I love so deeply with everything that I have. Because from what I've witnessed with people, a lot of people don't quite find that so quickly. Or sometimes ever. But I truly believe everyone has the capacity to do so. Sometimes they don't want to. And that is their choice, and that's fine. But YouTube is one of those things. Where I've literally been thinking about it nonstop since, again, before I was 10. Like, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. And I really want to, like, make a difference. I know that sounds corny, but I really do. But there's a big part of me that's like, oh, I'm not going to. It doesn't matter how many songs you make, how good they are. It doesn't matter how many paintings you do, or poems you do, or books you do, or whatever you do. It doesn't really matter. But I have to respond to that and say, but it does, though. Because people's videos and art have changed me. And have saved me. And stuff like this really does affect the world. It does change it. Everything affects everything, because it's a part of everything, and it's existence itself. And I don't think you necessarily have to choose one thing. I certainly am not. You're allowed to let things go too. If you've done one specific thing your entire life and you associate your perception of self with that, excuse me, but it doesn't, like, resonate with you anymore, I think you're allowed to let that go, because you letting that go doesn't mean that you don't exist anymore. And that's something I struggle with too, because art and music is so deeply ingrained within this concept of me that I really don't know what I would be without it. And I think that's okay. It's okay to have those things. It's okay to be the things that you love and to not exist without them. But if you find that they don't make you happy anymore, as hard as it is, I think it's also okay to find something else. Because if you let this thing go, that doesn't quite mean that you'll die. It's just this current iteration of you will. This example of you will. But again, it doesn't... Sorry, my throat's screwed up. Trying to get the mic away from me. Swallowing ASMR. Ew, that's not what I meant. I don't mean it in a gross way. Sorry. But I don't know. That's something I've been juggling with a lot, because I've been having... Because again, like, doing YouTube has been practically my lifelong dream. And it's something that's like, I have to do this. Like, I cannot exist if I don't do this. And I've been really asking myself the very difficult question of, what if I didn't do this? What if I didn't try to do this and I let the thought of doing YouTube just go away and I never revisited it? What would I be? And I genuinely cannot answer that right now. I don't know the answer. I'm sure I will one day. When maybe I can't anymore, like do it anymore. And the same thing goes with like art and music. Like, what will I do if I am lucky enough when the day comes when my hands are so full of arthritis or whatever that I can't play anymore? What am I then? Same with painting or drawing. What's gonna happen if I'm lucky enough to live long enough to where, you know, I don't really have memory anymore. I can't think of concepts anymore. What am I gonna be? I don't know. And I think it's okay to not know. You don't need to have all of the answers to live life. You don't need the answers to life to simply be safe. A lot of people experience things that they can't explain. I have too. If people do end up seeing this video, I don't want arguments in the comment section. I respect your life, and I think we should respect each other's experiences in life, because there isn't one answer that's going to fit all. There never will be. And that's okay. But here's some context of what I mean. I was raised atheist. So that means, you know, raised to believe that there is no God and there's nothing after death. Like, there's absolutely nothing. But then I lived in a very haunted house. Like, actually. And that changed everything forever. And the thing is I still don't know the answer of why. I don't know what that was. But when there's multiple people, you know, and they're standing in a room and practically everything off the shelf is thrown across the room at the same time and hits the opposing wall in all the rooms in the house, and wild, you know what I mean? Like, it was poltergeist stuff, and I can't explain that. And it's weirdly made me a lot more comfortable with death, because I was, and still am, very, very, very terrified of, you know, oh, there's this, and then there's nothing. And I'm trying to be at peace with that, just in case. Because you can't change it. You know what I mean? But I'm very thankful for living in a very haunted house, like actually, because it gave me a very different, potent perspective that I wouldn't have been able to, I think, be open to. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll do a separate video on like all the stories and stuff. But excuse me. I don't know. I don't really know where I was going with that, but you know, I think we should be respectful of everyone's different perceptions and life experiences, because no one's gonna live the same life. We will have very similar thoughts. Do you know how many times people say the same exact sentence to the same exact things? You can try it out yourself if you haven't already. Just say a certain thing a certain way and see how many people, different people, react the same exact way to what you said. It's like a script. Am I saying it is? No. But we're so similar. We're so similar despite all having unique lives. And we all have very similar, if not the same, reactions and thought processes to different things. We are both so similar and so different at the same time. And our experiences and the conclusions that we come to are very, very, very important. And they're equally, not to sound like a freaking, oh my god, yeah, but they're valid. And I kind of don't really like the word valid anymore because of how much it's used. Like it kind of doesn't really mean anything. Of that's so valid. That's valid. That's your experiences are valid. Like, okay. No duh. Can we think of another word? And I know that's kind of mean, and I do apologize, but everyone's experiences in life and the conclusions that we come to, they're naturally going to be different, and there's a lot to learn from everybody. Everyone has something to teach everyone else. There's always more to find. There's always more to find. There are always people who, you know, can give context to everything else. You just have to search for it. You have that too within you. You have a lot to teach the world. I had to cut off that last recording because I cussed, because I didn't realize the video was ending. But you have a lot to teach the world. And I wonder what it would be like if we not only accepted those very mind-shattering epiphanies that we had within ourselves, but we spoke about them more, and we listened to each other's. I wonder what the world will look like then. So, have a good day. Goodbye.